Welcome to the setup of Gherkin Executor in about 6 minutes. So in the beginning, to test it out, you set up a new project with your IDE, JetBrains, Eclipse, or so forth, and then go to the language appropriate repository on GitHub. For Java, it's in the Gherkin Executor for Java, but you can simply search for github.com and attdd-bdd, and that will give you a list of all the repositories, particularly other languages that are now in development. Download Translate. Put it into a Gherkin Executor package for your project. Then download a starting feature and put it into source test Java in your project. Now, a couple of things that you simply need to set up. We need to set up Translate to use your test framework. So you alter the value in the configuration class from JUnit 5 to JUnit 4 test-ng. This simply changes the headers that are put into the test class. For Eclipse, there's one more item that needs to be added. To add to the package name, you need to change that to test.java. So just because of the way that Eclipse finds packages. So let's start with the initial test setup. The first time you add starting.feature to the program arguments for Translate, you run Translate. And then you'll go to Gherkin Executor /feature starting in your test directory and rename the feature starting glue.template to feature starting glue.java. You only need to do this once for each feature. Now your file structure should look like the following. You'll have F&C, which is a class that contains string attributes. F&C internal that contains the same attributes as integers. The feature starting, which is your test, and the feature starting glue, which is where you make your calls to your production code. So now make it pass. Execute the test and feature starting Java. You should see failure. Add a call to a temperature converter and feature starting glue.java, just like we showed in the introduction to BDD. And alter the implementation until the test passes. Now, once you've got it working, maybe add another variation. So here's our feature file. We'll add another line to starting.feature. That'll do 33.1 to show that we should round up. Run Translate to put this new data into your test. Run feature starting, and you should get a failure, but perhaps your implementation already implements round up, in which case maybe change it to round down to 0. And then change the implementation until it passes. If you've got a new step added to your feature file, you run Translate, and then you copy the template code for that new step from the starting glue.template to the starting glue.java. And then, of course, call the appropriate production code. We've got a configuration class in Translate that has several items in it for if standard setup, where you've got your feature files and where you want to put your tests. If you're happy with that, you should need to touch configuration class. If not, you can look at the documentation for more information. So to summarize here, Translate converts a feature file into multiple files. The files are in the package whose name is after the feature statement, not the name of the feature file. Whenever your feature file is changed, run Translate. And you get a new glue.template file. So if you've created new steps, simply copy them in to the existing glue file. The result? More effective development. Thank you.